Hi creative friends, this is Freya and thank you so much for being here. So we are going to dive right into this portrait over here, but first I just wanted to show you a couple of different things. So I've been working on this particular portrait and I think I showed this to you guys a couple of videos ago, and it was a very limited palette, but I started going in and adding some tea bags, adding some dictionary pages, and I introduced a teal colored ink. And I'm just loving so much of what is going on here. Like, look at this deliciousness. Oh my goodness. Like, this is what I mean when I said that I am working kind of like trying to imagine my figure as a sculpture. And this is a very, very new way of working. And I haven't wanted to talk about it because I'm just trying to articulate my thoughts, because this is, like I said, such a recent development in me working with portraits that I don't want to just put stuff out there without like knowing what the heck I'm talking about. But basically, and I'm gonna do it with the other the portrait that I have been working on. So basically what I'm doing is I am like envisioning it in my mind as an actual sculpture. And as you can see, like, it does have a sculptural quality to it that I'm just so in love with. And oh yeah, let me just show you this too. So this over here is another quick study that I was doing. And I just started off like just putting bubble wrap and just, starting off with a very limited palette. And I actually made a time lapse of this and I'm gonna post it to my shorts. But I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So anyways, I have been working on this as well, but let's jump right into this over here. Now, what I want to just bring attention to is the things that I am focusing on in this stage are very simple things. So what I mean is, when I look at this spread, I'm not digging a whole lot about it. I'm really not. Sure, there are things that I am really drawn to, but by and large, it just looks like, ugh, whatever, you know? But the things that I am drawn to, that I find interesting, that I find are pulling me in, that are invoking a sense of curiosity, they are not big things. So what I'm going to advise you is, when you look at something like, say your first, second, third layer, don't look for the big things. Like, don't look like for, oh, I just love where this is going, etc., etc. Look for the small things. And if you can find a few small things, simple things, not obvious things that you really have to go hunting for that really appeal to you, that's a great start. That is a really, really good beginning. That's the way I am approaching, this whole situation. So I am just going to kind of use my little viewfinder here and just check out what is going on. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to add some tea bags, because like I said, I am like building up a kind of like a sculptural feel to the piece. And in order for me to do that, I am thinking push-pull. And the push parts, I am going with really dark values, even my Payne's gray, which is a bit scary because it's really, really dark. And, it can get messy if I overplay my hand. I have a heavy hand. So it can get a bit messy in a way that I don't like. I like juicy messes, but it could turn into a disaster, is my point. But the push parts, I am kind of going that route. And then the parts that I want to bring forward in space, I am using collage. So whether it's my tea bags, whether it's my dictionary pages, whatever it is. So say if you run your hands along your face, very gently, you can see the parts that go back and the parts that protrude. You know, so all the parts that protrude, I want to put collage. And there's already collage on there, but I'm gonna go back in and put more collage. So I am building up like a sculptural feeling to the face here. And oops, I put too much of the Mod Podge. Now, while I work here, you guys, I'm just gonna say that I am finding that you know, like, so I made videos say starting maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it started off with playful color, and then it went into paint a monster, and then it went into values, and now I'm kind of bringing all these things together, like all these lessons that I've learned, and then I'm adding different things, like I'm adding the sculptural thing and whatever. So I think that's a good way of learning things, is like, you know, if you need to focus for a week or a month or 2 months or whatever it is, like I wouldn't set a time limit on it, but however long it is, you know, work on playful color, and then, you know, work on paint a monster, and then focus on your values, and do all of these things separately. So that way it's not like too confusing. That's what I found helped me out, honestly, is I was working on these things separately. And then when I feel like, oh, okay, I've got a good hang of what's going on, so I'm focusing on values without, say, you know, injecting all of these bright colors. It's a very limited color palette. I'm just focused on the light and the dark. And so once I get a hang of that, I mean, you know, as much as I can, then I can move on and I can start incorporating all these different lessons that I'm learning. So I find that's a really good approach. A lot of people learn that way. You know, you focus on things separately. Like, so you focus on, you know, values, and then you focus on color, and then you focus on paint a monster, and then you bring all of these things together. It's just like, I just find that that's really a great way for me to integrate everything that I'm learning. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I am looking for a blue. Now I'm gonna go really dark, you guys. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for my Payne's Gray. Okay, I'm gonna go for my Payne's Gray here. I know, it's gonna be a bit dicey, but I'm just gonna go for it, you guys. Okay. And let's just go like that. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to add my I want a very earthy color, so I'm gonna go with this sepia here. So I'm just gonna kind of go like so, and see, so this is all gonna be the push part. So I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying, you guys. It's like push and pull. So the push parts, I'm going with really strong dark values. The pull parts, I'm applying my collage to, like, you know, it's gonna be pulled forward into space. And I want a red. I want like a luscious red color here. And I'm just gonna go like so. And this is looking super juicy here. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, super, super juicy. I'm loving the juiciness of this. So as you can see, you guys, like, I'm not worried about the face in terms of like obviously I know this cheekbone is like too far out. There's too much flesh over here. So I'm gonna have to slim this part down, but I'm not like focused on that right now. Right now, I'm just trying to build up my color. I'm trying to build up some form, and I'm kind of looking at this as a like a sculpture, I guess. So I'm just like trying to build things up here. I think I might add a little bit over there. And ooh, I am just loving the juiciness of this red. Oh my goodness. But do you see how interesting? I mean, there's a lot of interest that is happening on here and a lot of juiciness. And you know, this is a very personal thing, you guys, but I just find for me personally, I am attracted to juiciness and ugliness and something that's unique. I don't really like if I know how it's gonna turn out, I'm not so interested in that. But you know, that's a personal choice. I'm thinking. And that's a great thing about mixed media is you just never know what's gonna happen. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just like I'm really heavy-handed here with my Payne's Gray. Oof. And just because I have some, you know, excess on my brush, I'm just gonna kind of use it up. Okay, you guys, I am gonna let this dry because I don't want this to like all bleed into everything else. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. But as you can see, it's really, really juicy. It's messy. And I want it to be that way. So I am gonna leave it there. I wish I could pick it up and bring it closer to the camera, but I think it's gonna spill. But anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.